What up? This is Coach Liebs, wide receivers coach and creator of the Sideline Hustle. And in today's episode, we're going to take a look at every single catch that Julian Edelman had in the Super Bowl. Obviously, he had a great performance, winning MVP of the Super Bowl. He finished with 10 catches for 140 plus yards. And really what you're going to see here is an incredible understanding of coverage. The Patriots do a great job of using motion to provide their players with indicators as to what the coverage is going to be pre-snap. And you can see throughout this tape that Edelman takes that information and adjusts his plan slightly, whether it's man or zone, inside or outside leverage to defeat every coverage that's in front of him. He really did a masterful job of attacking leverage and using angles to move the defenders, and that once you move the defender first, that allows you as the receiver to better manipulate him after that. He does a great job always of playing patient but sudden and using change of speed to his advantage and to keep the defenders guessing as to what he's going to do. And like I mentioned previously, just a great understanding of coverage. A lot of this is helped out by the way that the Patriots game plan with the formations and the motions, but Edelman has a clear understanding of what the coverage is before every single play, and he adjusts his plan accordingly to the tune of 10 catches, 140 plus yards, and a Super Bowl MVP. All right, so Edelman's first catch comes on 3rd and 9 in the first quarter. So as you can see, the Patriots start an empty here. This is something I like to do a lot because it forces the defense's hand to tell what their coverage is going to be pre-snap. And that's exactly what happens here. Safety is jogging out to go cover the running back, and now when the running back motions back into the backfield, there goes the safety running with him. Brady sees a one-high look pre-snap, so he knows it's man-to-man coverage. All game, as soon as he saw man coverage, he went and looked to Edelman. Now, this is just a simple pick play. The number 2 receiver wants to push his depth and get in the defender's way, who's over number 3. Edelman just running a simple flat route. He pushes his depth and stays patient just enough so that both receivers are running vertical for just the right amount of time. This allows the number 2 receiver to get into Lib's way, the defender over Edelman. And when Edelman breaks it off, he has plenty of room underneath in the flat to then go catch and pierce and get north and get the first down. All right, now his second catch comes on 2nd down. That linebacker inside over Edelman is playing a bit of a matchup zone. He's going to play Edelman man-to-man for as long as he can. All right, Edelman knows this, and when he sees him inside leverage, he knows that means the linebacker wants to protect his inside. So what does he do? He dives inside aggressively, coming off the ball full speed with great tempo. This threatens the defender's leverage right away, forces him to jump inside. As soon as Edelman sees the defender jump inside, he snaps back out on the whip route. The even better part about this route to finish is that Edelman has enough awareness to realize that it's 2 read, so he knows that when he breaks out, the corner's going to be right there in the flat waiting to tackle him. Edelman gets north right away. He catches and pierces and dives forward for a first down. Really great field awareness there to finish the catch and get some extra yards while also protecting his body and not running into a headache. Come off the ball flying, dive inside right away. As soon as you see the defender jump inside, snap it back off just like that. Edelman's third catch comes a few plays later. Again, using motion to their advantage, the Patriots send Edelman in motion across the formation. There goes Talib running with him, so they know it's man-to-man. So when he sees it's man coverage here, he alerts the play because he wants to hit Edelman one-on-one. He motions Edelman across the field. Talib stays heavy inside leverage. They're running a version of a stem corner route, or what many call a sail route here. They're going to bring Edelman back in motion inside in what they call a zip motion. The Z receiver coming inside towards the ball. Little zip motion to give him more room to break out. Okay, I really don't like the coverage here by Talib. You know it's man-to-man. As a corner, you want to stay square as long as possible, and he immediately is turning his shoulders, facing the quarterback, doesn't have great eye discipline. He tries to square up right at the end, but at that point, Edelman has his full momentum going upfield, and he's on the defender's toes already, and it's too late for the corner to react. I think it's a really good job by Edelman diving inside, getting the corner to jump even further inside, and then snapping it out suddenly, but really poor and kind of lazy corner play here, in my opinion, by Talib. You can see the change of speed here. Edelman comes flying off the ball at a pretty good pace, and then he kind of slows up a little bit at the top, giving the deception that he might break in or out, kind of putting the defender in a bind. A lot of offenses use these inside stems like a family. You can run a stem post, you can run a stem dig, you can run a stem out, you can run a stem corner. So, and your job as the receiver is to make all of those look the same. And when you do that, the corner is pretty much screwed. Like there's not much he can do when 4 or 5 different routes look the same. As a receiver, you always have the advantage because you know where you're going and he doesn't. It's just up to you to provide the deception and make sure that you're pairing these routes together with your pace, with your angles, and with your body language so that you can convince the defender that you're going to break in and then you can break back out like Edelman does here. All right, the Patriots start this play off with motion again here. You see a defender running across the field with him. That's a good indicator that it's man-to-man coverage. Brady surveys the field. He sees a loose corner to the boundary here on top of Edelman. That's a good matchup to throw a speed out here. Edelman runs it on his second inside speed cut. This is what the Patriots call a spray Omaha or a spray out. And all that means is that you're going to take an outside stem the entire time, and it's just a race to the sideline. You're not trying to really fool the defender and make him think you're going vertical or breaking in. You're just going to win with speed, and it's such a quick hitter that you're going to race to the sideline right away, push your depth to about 5 yards, and snap it out friendly. Brady's going to get the ball out on time and hit you right away before the defender can really react. Again, the Patriots start an empty here, and they force the Rams' hand into showing that it's man-to-man. The running back motions back into the backfield, and you can see all this movement and kind of the matchups taking place right here, right in front of your eyes. Brady sees that as well, so he knows this is a man play. So now what they're going to do is run a sail route where Edelman's going to dive inside, making it look like he's running a deep over at about 18 to 22 yards. And again, just like we were talking about before, the key for the receiver is to pair these routes up and understand which routes go together and how to make them feel the same to the DB until the very last minute. Edelman does a great job of this here, winning inside, leaning into the defender like he's going to snap it off flat on a crossing route. And then he just gives him a little inset at the top. He's got a trail defender, and you can see him just give a little wiggle at the top, and that's what I call an inset. This takes the defender's momentum inside and allows Edelman to bubble over the top and break back outside to where he's wide open. All right, using motion again here. Now the running back's coming out of the backfield and going out as the widest receiver down here to the left. You don't see a linebacker run out there with him. You see all the defenders bump. Now that's an indicator of zone coverage. You don't see a linebacker running out of the box to go with the running back. You see the corner bump out and the linebacker bump out. You can see the corner up top, zone turning towards the quarterback and letting the vertical route kind of run by him. It's some sort of cover 2 again. Similarly to the last snap, we saw this look where Edelman ran the whip route. He kind of has a matchup zone defender over the top of him. Despite the fact that it's zone coverage, that linebacker or nickel defensive back is playing him like man for as long as he can. They're just running a little option route here in the slot, which gives Edelman the ability to break in or out based on the way the defender reacts. Very similarly to the whip route, he's going to attack this inside short arm, okay, which is very important. He's going to dive inside right away and make the defender move. You can see that he doesn't run right at the defender. Okay, if you run right up the defender's crotch and attack him head on, that's not going to move him. That's not going to force him to show his hand. All right, and he can just stay square on you and then grab you up and be physical. You want to move the defender first. Attack angles, attack his short arm, and make him jump one direction to the other. Now he's declared his hand, and you can react off that. This is a really good job by Edelman here, doing exactly that. He dives inside right away. The defender wants to protect his inside, so he has to jump inside to cut him off. Once Edelman sees that and has leverage on the defender, he can just break outside patiently. Again, the coverage recognition of knowing that it's some sort of 2-read coverage to this side of the field. He has the awareness to kind of settle right in the split right here around the numbers and get vertical right away. Really good job by Edelman, again, attacking angles, diving inside, forcing the defender to declare his hand and dive inside with him to cut him off. Now, once he does that, he has full control of the route, and he can push his depth a little bit, break out and settle. You don't want to come running out of this route again because you know it's some sort of read 2 coverage, and the corner should be there to make the tackle. So just tempo yourself once you went outside, catch and pierce, and he gets pretty damn close to a first down. All right, motion again here to start this play. Running back starts out wide. He's motioning back into the backfield. You don't really see anyone running with him. You just see the defense kind of condensing because now there's no split receiver to that side. Good indicator that this is zone coverage. Edelman and Brady know this, so they're going to keep the play on. Brady sends Edelman again in a little zip motion, and he's just running an under route where he wants to let everything clear out, and he just needs to settle in the open zone. Okay, Brady knows this as well. Simple play, zone coverage, let everything clear out, and let me find Edelman underneath in the void of the zone. Edelman does a good job here using a blocker to his advantage. My first instinct would say to get north right away, but he sees that he's got a lead blocker to the outside, and uses that to his advantage to win to the outside and get the first down. Again, motion by the Patriots gives them a lot of information. Here's Edelman in the slot, number 3 receiver to the field here. He motions across the field. He's got a defender running with him. He knows it's man coverage. This is what you call a short post route, which is your best open field crossover. Okay, he sees the defender running with him. He knows it's man, so he knows that he wants to use the defender's momentum against him, who's running across the field, and stem this outside hard right away and make the defender defend the flat. As soon as he gets the defender to jump outside, he can stick his foot in the ground, slip back inside and cross his face, and there's no one left to defend him. Really, again, a really great job of understanding coverage and adjusting his plan accordingly. I see it's man coverage with the defender running with me. Let me attack outside really hard. As soon as the defender jumps outside, you can slip back inside. This is only possible because he attacks the outside short arm. He knows that with the defender running across the field, he's vulnerable. His momentum's going to the outside. So stem all the way outside. Force the defender to jump out there to cut you off. Once he does, you can slip back inside and win on a short post route, which again is your best open field crossover. Excellent job by Edelman executing this play and adjusting his plan once he realizes that it's man coverage. Great ball security by Edelman once he secures the catch, keeping it tucked and making sure he protects it from those defenders. He takes a pretty good shot there, but has the ball protected the entire time. There is nothing more important than the football. Protect the ball with your life. All right, again here, motioning Edelman all the way across the formation, similar to the stem corner route we saw in the first quarter. And this is what I was talking about with pairing these routes up to kind of look the same. This is a very similar formation and a very similar motion sequence to the play they ran where they ran the stem corner for a big game against Talib in the first quarter. Okay, it looks exactly the same to the defense. They're going to zip Edelman in again, just like they did on the stem corner play. Now this time he's going to stem in, push vertically, and attack Talib's leverage a little bit at the top. And then rather than break out like he did in the first quarter, he's going to stick his foot in the ground and settle back inside. The difference now with this snap is although the cornerback runs all the way out with Edelman, which is generally a man coverage indicator, it looks like they make some sort of check before the ball is snapped. And they end up rolling to a one-high zone coverage. You can see the 2 high safeties inverting here when the ball's snapped. Okay, the field safety comes inside of the middle of the field to be a hole defender and try to rob anything over the middle. And you see the safety down here to the bottom sprinting to the post to be the deep post safety. They're playing what I would call 3 buzz coverage. And buzz just means that the safety who rolls down is an inside hole player. Edelman recognizes this, which is why he comes back so far to the quarterback. He wants to avoid that whole defender and doesn't want to stay all the way out here and let him be a factor. So he continues to work back to the quarterback and create some separation right in the middle of the corner and the roll safety. All right, at this point, this is Edelman's last catch of the game, which means he's had 9 so far. He's obviously been a huge factor in this game, and it's really been the only major source of offense for the Patriots. It seems like the Rams' adjustment to try to take him away is to play zone coverage over the top, but then put a man defender on him underneath, which is what they're doing here. It just doesn't make any sense to me why they would leave a linebacker on him one-on-one. I suppose that they think they have safety help over the top, but there's just no way that these linebackers are going to be able to get a hand on Edelman in all these underneath routes where he can use his quickness, attack angles, and use change of speed to get open. A big linebacker has zero chance of covering him. Again, what Edelman does a great job of here is attacking angles. He doesn't come off the ball running straight up or running right at the defender. He sees an inside leverage defender. You always want to attack leverage, which means that if he's aligned inside, you want to attack him inside because that's where he's most vulnerable. If a defender's aligned inside of you as the receiver, that means he is aligned there and is told to protect that area of the field. He wants to maintain that relationship throughout. So if you stem inside versus an inside leverage defender, the defender's naturally going to jump inside because he wants to maintain that inside relationship. Edelman does exactly that here. He dives inside right away. You can see the linebacker jump inside. He wants to maintain that inside leverage. Now all Edelman has to do is push his depth, get on the defender's toes, and just be a little bit patient making a move inside. And he knows he's got all kinds of room to break back out. Again, just a great understanding of how to use his angles to manipulate the defender, understanding what the coverage is. And as the receiver, you're always in control because you know where you're going and the defender doesn't. This was really an impressive game by Edelman just to watch how consistently locked in he was to the game plan and how clearly aware he was of the defense in front of him and how to manipulate the defense and how to beat the coverage in front of him. In a game where the Patriots kind of struggled to move the ball and create big plays, he was the guy they looked to for consistency on third down and on a lot of these underneath routes. It was clearly their game plan to throw the ball underneath and get the ball out quick, as Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh were on the other side, and they didn't want those guys to be a factor. So the greatest way to mitigate a great pass rush is to get the ball out quick before they can get to the quarterback. That's what the Patriots were able to do when they did move the ball. A lot of them were underneath plays to Edelman, who was able to gain so much separation that he turned 5, 6, 7-yard catches into 10, 15, 20-yard gains. And ultimately what turned out to be the difference in the game was converting those small underneath throws into first downs and into big plays that got the Patriots in field goal range a couple times. And then obviously they were able to punch in a touchdown at the end of the game. So I can't say enough about Edelman's performance, and I can't say enough about what I think of him as a receiver. And he's just the complete package. You know, he's not the biggest guy, he's not the fastest guy, but that's not what it takes to be a receiver. People ask me all the time, you know, what determines a great route runner? Great route running is the ability to adjust your route to the coverage in front of you. The best route runners have a toolbox of practice techniques that they can deploy at any time and use them in the right situation based on what the defense is giving them. Edelman did a great job of this all night. The Patriots did a great job of making it easy for him by setting him up with formations and motions that gave him indicators as to whether or not he was playing against man or zone coverage. As soon as Edelman knew what the coverage was, he adjusted his plan and executed his route perfectly on a very consistent basis. Brady knew he could find him all night, and he had separation all night, which ultimately won them the game and won Edelman the Super Bowl MVP. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. We'll definitely be doing more of these and posting them on YouTube and on SidelineHustle.tv. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like it and comment, provide us with feedback. I want to make sure that this type of content can provide the most value to you guys as possible. So please leave your thoughts in the comments or DM me directly on Instagram or Twitter, and I'd love to talk to you guys about it there. Until next time, this is Coach Liebs. I will see you guys soon. Peace.
On the sidelines, we gotta hustle, cause we gotta eat.